Hey everybody, Tim and Julie here for another story of Batman 1966, Season 2, Episode 19 and 20, Green Ice and Deep Freeze, which in no way rhyme. We are 20 episodes out of the 60, so we are a third of the way through Season 2. How are you liking Season 2 so far?
It's been pretty funny, some of it.
Okay. So we saw Mr. Freeze in one story back in Season 1. This is the second time we've seen Mr. Freeze. Different actor, yes. Very different type of Mr. Freeze. Yeah. Because the first one, he was like in a suit the entire time.
Right.
And this one, like, he didn't have the helmet.
Yeah. His face was painted.
Mm-hmm. Which I feel like the Mr. Freeze we saw in Batman and Robin was more of this type of Mr. Freeze. Like, he even had, like, the German accent, and just walking around with his little ice gun, stuff like that. So what did you think about Mr. Freeze? Have you warmed up to him?
No, I haven't. Not this one, no.
Okay.
The last one, the first one we saw, I thought was
back in Season 1?
Yeah,
okay.
He was pretty good.
And I know, minor spoiler, there is a third Mr. Freeze. Or Mr. Freeze will make yet another appearance played by yet another actor. Kind of like Catwoman. There's 3 different Catwomen. Mr. Freeze, there's 3 different actors. I don't know if it's Season 2 or Season 3, so that'll be a surprise. But the whole plot for this one actually kind of reminded me of the Batman and Robin movie, where he's like threatening to coat Gotham in ice unless they pay him a bunch of money. So I don't know. It was like not 100%, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of the movie.
Right. Yeah, like when he iced Commissioner Gordon's office, you know,
yep.
And him and
Chief O'Hara.
Chief O'Hara were stuck in there, and the other cop called to tell Batman that he needed to get down here to rescue him, and got there and saw that it was all frozen solid, so they used their little putty dynamite to blow the door open.
Right.
And they get in there and rescue him.
Also, like when they're in the pool.
Oh yeah.
Like the swimming pool. He's like, okay, everybody get in the pool, and then he freezes the water in the pool. Rather than like what we saw in like the movie and stuff, he would have just froze their legs and stuff.
Right.
So we see that. There was one other like big freezy thing. The whole premise was to make everybody turn against Batman because it looked like they were working together. Like he keeps making everybody think that he's bribing Batman.
Yeah, and then the Gotham Miss Galaxy contest.
Oh yeah.
When he stole Miss Iceland and put her in a cage and started freezing her, and kept telling her that when she gets colder, minus 50 degrees, that she will agree to marry him. Yeah, that did.
Which then at the end, when they like defeated Mr. Freeze, and he couldn't survive outside of it, and Batman's like, put him in a cell where he can stay cold, and then you'll have him trapped. Again, very reminiscent like what we saw in the movie, where he had to stay in the little circle. But so I don't know. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it's interesting. Like I said, it's interesting to see where little things like this adapt into the movies and the future productions.
Right.
What do you think of Mr. Freeze as a villain? Like, do you like Mr. Freeze? Are you indifferent?
He isn't bad, you know, because like most of them, they all get caught anyhow, but yeah, he's not bad.
Not bad, okay. But you don't like Arnold?
I just didn't care for Arnold as the Mr. Freeze.
Can you imagine if they had done Arnold more like this and had like the bright red eyebrows? Just take it that one step further.
Yeah.
Would have been even better. Okay. Any closing thoughts for Mr. Freeze, for the second appearance of Mr. Freeze?
No. I'm sure, like you said, we'll see him again.
Okay. So for those who have seen this one, what did you think compared to like I said, the Batman and Robin movie? I feel like, I could be wrong. Well, we still have to see the third one, but is more reminiscent of this Mr. Freeze than all the others. So what did you think about Mr. Freeze? What did you think of the plot, the green ice? If I had to hear green ice one more time, I was going to lose my mind. What'd you think? Go ahead, let us know, and we will see you guys next time for Impractical Joker and Joker's Provokers.